AFG Local 1040 members. This is Johnny Jones, your AFG Local 1040 president, and also your Council 100 Secretary Treasurer, coming to you with this weekly update. Unfortunately, the shutdown edition number 3. Okay, so hopefully the shutdown ends. So what we wanted to do is give you some updates about what's happening. So this video is going to cover obviously the shutdown and some of the breakdowns parts. We're also going to talk about the furlough notice, which will be attached to the email and which will be sent out with this information. Also, just some other light issues like utilizing your Union Plus benefits if you plan on going on vacation or renting a car, utilizing these benefits to assist you. So first and foremost, let's talk about the shutdown. Number one, we are now going to get paid this weekend, and everybody knows it's going to be a partial paycheck, and you receive the little notices saying, hey, they're going to take all these things. And I know it's difficult. At the end of the month, your rent is due just like everybody else's. Try to come to work if you can. Do the best you can. If you don't have money, they're going to be like, if you tell them you don't have the money to come to work, they're just going to ask for proof. It's in the policy, which we're going to share here in a minute. But if you can't make it to work because of illness or whatever it is, they're going to ask you, do you want to use your own leave, or do you want to be placed in furlough status? They're going to ask for documentation because furlough is not necessarily in the contract. However, if you decide you're going to use your leave, then it is in the contract, so it is kind of covered. But there's a lot of issues resolved with that. So if anybody who ends up with the AWOL when this is all over, we got to get the grievances filed like we did last time. We were able to resolve about 72 of the 75 grievances, I believe. So we've had great success in getting these resolved. It just takes time, just like with anything else. Hopefully, everybody is okay, and nobody likes this shutdown. We definitely don't like it. The union doesn't like it, because what happens in the shutdown is that your union officials that serve on official time get put back into admin duties, or if you're certified, back into the screening workforce. So it makes this, it puts us at a disadvantage to be able to assist you, the member, but we still can represent you if they call you in for management. There was another court ruling by the Ninth Circuit Court, which does not apply to us, which was repealing the collective bargaining rights for other federal agencies. And that does not impact TSA, because we have our own lawsuit. It's a little separate, but that does cause confusion for people out in the workforce. We're also fighting for the Fair Pay Act, which is a 4.1% pay increase. And also your healthcare benefits. If you noticed changes in your medications and what they're going to charge you, I've noticed that personally. It is unbelievable the amount of money that we're paying now for health insurance and some of the premiums. Some of the stuff that the local will have to start lobbying for, and we're going to lobby for, to improve your workplace rights, benefits, and other things. So the next thing I want to do is pull up this policy so you guys can kind of see the policy and get an idea of what it is, okay? I'm going to pull up the shutdown furlough guidance, and we're going to attach this to the email. So I went back and highlighted some of these things. So there's a few things in here that are important. So if you're out, it says, and you're asking for furlough, and management has the discretion to request medical documentation for absences of any length and may do so on a case-by-case basis. If you're sick and you have to go to the doctor, and it says here, for medical treatment of an employee or family member, a signed healthcare provider note with the statement such as "under my care" or "receive treatment" will suffice. This is in our policy. If you're taking care of a family member, medical condition or illness requiring the care of and the dates of the employee's absence. Okay. Now, the other one, absences for other purposes. However, management may request documentation, if available, that demonstrates the need for the absence. Car repairs, home repair, unavailability of childcare, like if you don't have the cash no longer to pay for it. The FMLA related absences are in here. So if you have FMLA and you're going to take it off, I highly encourage you to read this section here, which is on the bottom of page 2 and the top of page 3. It gives you an idea of how that works. I know we had a lot of people with FMLA questions last time, so it's really a good idea to take a look at these sections of this procedure, because it's so important for you to be on top of it. But being able to have access to this is also just as important. So like I said, we're going to make sure you have that so you can make good decisions and be informed, because if you're informed, it'll help you out when the process comes around. So the good news is it looks like there's some political maneuvering on, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. Either way, your budget hasn't been passed and we're in a government shutdown, right? And we're not being paid. We're going to work without being paid. So it looks like the strategy that's going to be moving forward is they're going to just try to pass the DHS funding bill, and they're going to take out Customs and Border Protection and ICE, because they're already funded for the next couple of years, so they'll have to deal with those things. But I'm not here to speak politics. I'm only here to tell you about what the deal is looking like, and hopefully it's passed sometime next week. That's what we're hearing. So if that's the case, then we should be good to go, and we'll only be maybe a week or so behind on our pay. Last time it took almost 10 days to get our money. So hopefully it doesn't take that long this time, assuming that it ends. But I just wanted to keep everybody up to date about what's happening. If you go to unionplus.org, and there'll be the link in the email, and search for rental cars, vacations, like your hotel rooms, looking for tickets at work, use these benefits. It helps you offset the cost, especially for you guys getting ready to go out on spring break, or even if you're planning summer vacations. So with that being said, this is Johnny Jones, your AFGE Local 1040 President and your Council 100 Secretary Treasurer, signing out from Jaguar Studios in Fort Worth, Texas. Let's try to stay positive. I know it sucks going to work without pay, but this isn't the first time we signed up to do the job. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to go to work and not be paid. If I was in the private sector, this wouldn't happen. Only when you work for the federal government, which doesn't make any sense. So once again, we'll sign off from Jaguar Studios. Be safe and see you out there in the field, and hopefully see you with a full paycheck soon enough. All right, bye guys.